Hey everyone, this is Street Smart Joker here, and today we have a special review video. And today's video is going to be around the biggest blockbuster crisis event from the DC universe of recent times, and that's Dark Knight's Metal. And the book I have right in front of you is Dark Days: The Road to Metal, and it is by an outstanding team of writers: Scott Snyder, James Tynion, art by Jim Lee, Andy Kubert, John Romita Jr., as well as we have some material from Grant Morrison and the likes, art from Greg Capullo as well. So this is one of the must-have companions to the Dark Knight Metal event, which kind of like changed the entire DC universe for the bigger and the better. And this is the book we are going to review and talk about today. So what do we have in this book, right? We have some outstanding artwork which you will soon start seeing. We have an entire set of topics of contents in here which I'll talk you through. But in short, this has two main important single issues. One is called The Forge, and the cover art is from The Forge. And we have the casting as well, right? So those are the two companion issues to the seven issue series, which is Dark Knight Metal. But yeah, those are the two main issues that is collected in this one. And just to give you a prelude, this talks about Batman's quest to find all the metals, and the reason why all this quest becomes very important actually unravels in the main event, but it also shows close snapshot of how Hawkman ties very closely to this event overall. And it has some interesting characters like Green Lantern and Signal featuring in and trying to see what Batman is up to. So nobody, not even the Justice League, they are aware of what exactly Batman is up to. So they're all trying to figure out that, and Batman in the meantime is on his own quest to find answers, and the answers to those is what is going to shake the entire DC world in the Dark Knight Metal. And we obviously have one of my favorite characters, the Joker, featuring in here as well. So after The Forge, and we have the casting. I love the cover art of this one as well, and some outstanding covers by a set of great artists is at show here. And I have the single issue of The Forge with me, unfortunately not with me right now, but I could not pick up the casting at that point in time when it came out. But this book talks a lot about the history and tries to stitch it back together to, let's say, the last 10 years of DC story, right? So this event comes at the back of a lot of things that happened in the past. In the last 10 years, I think it started with the Infinite Crisis, which happened the Final Crisis, which happened in 2009, and then it was followed up by the return of Bruce Wayne, I think in 2009-2010. So it shows a lot of stuff from there. So these are the cover arts of these two issues, and there are many variant covers. Simply love this variant cover. And yep, there's one by I think this is one by John Romita. Yeah, this is by John Romita. And then it talks about all the additional materials that you need to read before you end up in Metal, and that's what the rest of the book contains. And again, another cover art of Final Crisis number 6, and this is the Final Crisis number 7, which are both collected here. I have the Final Crisis event book, so I didn't need this one per se, but it kind of like is good, that is a good companion to have before you go and read Dark Knight's Metal. It ties back all the missing pieces together, and obviously we have some of the great artwork from and story from Final Crisis. The only gap I would say is that if you have not read Final Crisis and you are reading just these 2 issues, there will be a lot of questions that you will have. I mean, this is an epic scene from Final Crisis. So that's the problem, right? So Final Crisis has a lot of background history to reading that as well. So because they're just picking up pieces of that and putting it here in this book, I think that quite leads many of the readers who have not read Final Crisis into kind of like a quandary. But yeah, that's why they call it like a companion, right? But this is very good book for those who wants to just buy Dark Knight Metal and have this companion piece along with the third book, which is I think there are 2 more books which pieces all this together. One is Dark Knights Rising. I have that as well. I will do that review of the same. And another one is Dark Knight The Resistance. So after Final Crisis 6 and 7, we move to The Return of Bruce Wayne number 1. I had this in single issues. I have this now in trade paperback. This is a great story, and this was part of the Grant Morrison run, and which is one of, in my opinion, it's one of the most essential reads of Batman that you need to have. And I simply loved The Return of Bruce Wayne as a trade paperback. So this is the first issue from that. It goes and gives you a kind of like a glimpse into the Bat Tribe and the history of Bat Tribe and the Bat God called Barboza, as well as if I remember correctly, this is Vandal Savage, who is another immortal guy who you can see spread with across time, and some outstanding artwork is there in this book as well, right? It goes through an entire history of how Batman was thrown back in time during Final Crisis and how he makes his way back. Yep, I mean, the way Grant Morrison thinks and execute this, it's something I remain awestruck. Now we move to Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's on New 52, one of my most favorite series. In fact, the series which got me back into comics a big way is Endgame. So it shows part 4 of Endgame. And again, this is also only a one single issue which they show here, where Batman encounters another metal, and Joker also plays a big part in it, right? So that's the reason why this book is here. And okay, it has part 4 and part 5 of Endgame, as you can see, and this is one of my most favorite artists who is doing the artwork in this, which is Greg Capullo, and I do have my collection of Endgame separately, and Joker is such a badass in this issue as well, right? And I would recommend that you guys need to go and pick up each of the single book that's mentioned or the stories are covered in this one. Endgame, this is one which I don't have. This is from a Nightwing book, and I still didn't understand what is the big importance of this story here, but anyways, that's also connected here. This is an alternate evil version of Nightwing who comes into this, and then we end up with this one. I have the book actually. This is from Shadow of Assassins or something. So this is Detective Comics number 950, this cover, and it has just a couple of pages from that. So yeah, that's another trade paperback. So I guess you guys would have understood that this is a collection of lot of stories and bits and pieces from other books. And this is a brilliant page. This is where it shows how the multiverse is conceptualized, and this is fantastic. This is a very important reading material to understand the dark multiverse. Until now we only had multiverses, now we have the dark multiverse, so as to speak. So that's the final page, and it says what it collects here. The Road to Metal collects Dark Days the Forge #1, Dark Days the Casting, and Final Crisis 6 and 7, Batman the Return of Bruce Wayne #1, and Batman number 38, 39, Nightwing number 17, and more. So that in its entirety is Dark Days the Roads to Metal. So I hope you guys like this simple review of this book. It's a pretty thick book, over 300 pages long, and having a lots and lots of content. So in case you are looking to read a big event in the DC universe, I would highly recommend you suggest picking up Dark Knight's Metal, and this one as an essential companion to that. So until next time, this is Street Smart Joker, and watch out for the next review coming up in this channel.